What's going on, my good people? This your boy, Life Up the Entertainer, here to bring you some action with South Carolina State University. This is going to be an interesting band to look at. I love watching this band. They always bring some creativity to whatever they're performing at. Either that's on the field or if that's in the stands. They're a really solid band. I really enjoy watching this band so far. For me watching them, they have an undefeated season, so I think that's pretty cool as well. All right, so with that being said, I wanted to grade these halftime performances. There's 3 halftime performances I did not get a chance to look at. So with that being said, I'm going to be grading that today to add to their record. Now, granted, they might not do good on all of them. They might do good on all of them. I don't know what to expect, but I wanted to give my fair and honest opinion. Okay? So with that being said, if y'all like this type of content, please consider liking and subscribing. Helps your boy out tremendously. With this record and everything that I'm grading, I will be adding this to the tier list. So basically, I'm getting a tier list of different divisions of marching band, HBCU marching bands, and I'm giving it a ranking system for 2024. Okay, so that's gonna help propel them or help educate others on where they stack in the rankings. And there's some people who need to be enlightened on other bands' progress. So that's just me. I feel like being in a marching band is a sport, and I feel like why not give them their ranking systems. So with that being said, please look to the cards next to me so you know what we'll be grading. All right, we're gonna be grading entrance, songs, formation, dancers, breakdown, and overall creativity. Maximum points they can make all together is 25. I have a creative department. If they do something death-defying and something unique on the field, those points can add extra incentive to their grade. Okay? If the band is able to get 5s in all those categories besides creative, I will give them a dub on their record. And that's just me showcasing praise. And I would give them praise for doing that. I also would give, if let's say that they didn't get a perfect field show rating from me, there's also a possibility for them to get another dub if they make at least a 27. I would give them a dub, okay? At least a 27. And there also is a possibility for them to get a perfect 30, but not all bands are blessed to get there. That means they're going to have to really be on in the creative department as well. So, but I don't know what to expect out of all these videos I'm going to see, but I'm excited. There would not be any losses dished out. It's just for me to give them extra incentive on their win ratio as far as their consistency. Okay? But like I said, this is a well-rounded band. I have no true complaints about them. They usually straightforward in what they're trying to do. Alright, so I'm excited. Sit tight, relax. Let's get to the action, okay? So, I think this is called Citadel, the Citadel Field Show. So, let's grade that first, and then I got them going against Howard, and I got their homecoming performance as well. So, alright, let's get there.
And now, it's halftime. You are looking live at the marching band that has become known as the Intermission Magicians. So grab your smartphones, call or text your family and friends, and let them know the famed Marching 101 is now in Charleston, South Carolina. Truth or Dare by Tyler, Charleston, South Carolina.
was nice.
Took time. Are you ready? You know what's next. Let's go. Drop $1 million baby. 101. Make something happen. Now.
You know it's bad when you don't have that many top views like this. But let's give it a grade. All right. So I before I get into the grades, I really hope that the media team can incorporate more of a top view for certain things. I just feel like they did too much on the band. That's just me though. But I was able to capture a lot of 8 to 5, so 8 to 5 was definitely there. So formations is a 5. Entrance is a 5. Songs is a 5. Dancers, I'm going to give them a 5. Creativity, I'm going to give that a 1. Breakdown, I'm going to give that a 4. Almost a perfect. I just think, you know, they had the substance. I just feel like they just needed to put more energy in certain some of those dance moves. I just feel like they was kind of going through the motion. You know, if that makes sense. So let's see what they made. They got a 25. So they missed it by 2 points. 1 point away from being a perfect field show. So it was really close for them to get a dub 2 ways, you know. But I just think if I would have saw them put more energy into that breakdown, I would have gave them that dub with that. Okay? So I just feel like it was just a lack of energy. People wasn't guessing. People were aware of the moves. I just feel like if they would have put more energy in it, I would have felt it more, you know. And I think that's what kind of held them over. But I also feel as if, you know, if the media team would have had a top view, you can see more of the band. So I would have been able to capture more creative moments in the field show. So they kind of handicapped y'all field show just a tad bit. So that's just some critique on my end for y'all. Okay. So moving on. If y'all made it to this part of the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It means so much to me. Alright. So let's get into the action. This is their homecoming performance. Okay. So I'm really excited to see this. Alright, let's get to it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From the beautiful foreign city of Orangeburg, the home of the Bulldogs, please welcome the marching band that has become known as the Intermission Magicians, celebrating 60 years of musicianship, often imitated but never duplicated. The innovators of Juke, the prolific marching band of 2024. Please welcome the South Carolina State University Marching 101. The theme for today's halftime pageantry, a tribute to the one and only Frankie Beverly.
I can appreciate this.
Your favorite university in the world. And now, focus your attention to the book of your mind. It's 101 Twirler. ATL, stand up. The beautiful one is here. The gifted and talented is Gianna Wright. Yes. What's a homecoming party without a glass of champagne? Performing to Running Away. These are the beautiful and world famous Ladies of Champagne. The lovely Ladies of Champagne. Taking a stand is Assistant Director of Bands and Chief Arranger, Mr. Albert J. Schuler. This song right here, Lord have mercy. The title alone sums up homecoming in just two simple words. Happy feeling. Make 'em sing, 101. Make 'em sing, 101. Homecoming 2024 feels so good. Let's welcome back the 101 alumni members because it's time to set the roof on fire. Take it back to Club Dukes, 91 style. Do this line.
Like they got the energy out there too.
hold my hand,
There you go.
1997, Freak Nasty. Who remembers those parties at the Silver Spur, the old fairgrounds, the Armory, and that club on 601 they had about 5 different names. $1 Million Baby. This concludes our performance. But we can't leave without breaking it down one time for Eddie Moe. Now put some stank in it. The South Carolina State University marching band is under the leadership of Dr. Patrick Moore, Dean of the College of Education, Humanities, and Social Sciences, Evelyn Field, Assistant Director and Chief Ranger, Mr. Albert J. Sheward, Assistant Director, Administrative Services, Dr. Eric Williams, and on behalf of the rest of the faculty and staff of the Marching 101, happy homecoming, Bulldogs.
Alright, let's give it a grade. Alrighty. Yes, indeed, that was nice. That was nice right there, man. That was real nice. They end up getting a 28 on that, man. Perfect field show, man. It was real nice, man. And then they got some change on that. So they did good. No complaints at all on that. They really stepped it up after that first one we saw. And I enjoyed that one. We felt that. You know, you could see the energy in that. So I really enjoyed it. One thing I liked about it is that they really took the time out to put more energy into the field show. Even when it came down to that follow the leader drill, a lot of bands struggle when it comes down to follow the leader because it's a constant motion and some people just give up on marching and just start walking. I didn't see that in this field show, so that's good. That's a compliment because some bands just give up on that follow the leader drill. They struggle bad on that. So yeah, man, I enjoy looking at that a lot. You know, that was very entertaining. And I appreciate that they got more top views, you know, that really helped out this video as well. So the dancers end up giving them more creative points. So that's what helped push them in this, okay? So with that being said, appreciate y'all for tuning in, you know, showing y'all boys some love. Let's give them a dub. Fire! There it is. They got a dub on that name, man. That's it right there. We're moving on. That was a nice watch. Real nice watch right there. Alrighty. So we're getting to our last video that we're going to be grading for South Carolina State. Again, please consider liking and subscribing. Be a part of this family. It means so much to me. Okay? So this is them going against Howard University. This is going to be an interesting watch. Some bands are able to, you know, record footage. Some bands don't. But I don't know if Howard was there or not. But I don't know if they have a lack of a media team or something. But I would wish that they did, because that would bring in more recruitment. But anyway, let's get to it.
Whenever you hear this voice, and whenever, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you hear this voice, and whenever you see this man, remember the rules. This is the Marching 101 of South Carolina State University. The Bulldogs are now in your house.
They got enough for the majority.
Yes, they are here. It's time for a glass of the bubbly. The ladies of Champagne, let's go Marching 101. We're taking over Green Stadium. Excuse me. Think about it. Ask yourself, do you really want this?
You got the energy.
Congratulations to Howard Showtime Marching Band, awarded multiple awards on multiple occasions. So it makes no difference. Because the best is on the field now. Maybe next week, Showtime will take band practice more seriously. Ladies and gentlemen, this is still the only marching band in the world where our goal is to transcend, conquer, and leave nothing to be desired on any band, any day, any time, anywhere, even on your senior day.
think it's a missed opportunity. I wish I could have seen how it would go against them. It's just a missed opportunity on their end. Now proceed to the food truck. That's funny. I like to get an up top view. There's some, there it is. You're gonna get that. Alrighty. So they got a 3 in creative. They got a 5 in the entrance, a 5 in songs, a 5 in formations, a 5 in dancers, and I'm gonna give them a 5 in breakdown. Got a perfect field show rating again, ladies and gentlemen, and I made a 28 again. I made a 28 again, so not bad at all. I enjoyed their field show for them. That was a very entertaining show. You know, one thing I liked about it, it brought that energy. It had some mixed match opportunities, and they involved a lot of things. It wasn't the same field show, but it had different elements. You know, some bands have a problem with recycling field shows, but they was able to not recycle, but use different parts of different field shows and combine them together to make this ultimate field show, which was nice. And I enjoyed that from them. Okay? So, yes, man, they did very, very good. So, put a dub on their name. Fire! There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. Look, this is their official record for the season. They had an undefeated season, ladies and gentlemen. It was a very entertaining season to watch South Carolina State University. I think it was a thrill to watch them. You know, this band really showcased their talent as far as consistency and just keeping their head above water. That was able to fix minor things and improve over time, and I really enjoyed this band a whole lot. Okay, so if y'all like this type of content, please consider liking and subscribing. It means so much to me. But you know, again, was a thrill. I really appreciate it. You know, I can't wait to see what they're going to do next year. They definitely went, to the SWAC champion, not the SWAC, but the SWAC and Meek championships, and that was interesting to see as well. So, you know, I can't wait to see if they're gonna go again or not. You know, only time will tell. But it was very entertaining to see them this season. So, with that being said, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. And like I tell y'all always, deuces.